Hello everyone, welcome to another edition of the Garroott friendly request. What was technically the last one? Was it Nirvana? Okay, I think it might actually have been Nirvana. Technically a lot of people would request a big album as Nevermind, as I have never listened to it fully. There's that. Now I can finally see what I want to do next, and I'm pretty sure last time I said that I wanted to go to one of the first suggestions I ever got while doing the music reactions and whatnot. And yeah, we are going to do that today. So this album that I was requested for the first time, I have no idea who they were, and I have no knowledge of this band. So this is basically as blind as it can be. I did a little bit of research beforehand, but anyway, the album we are going to be reacting to today is from jhariah? Jhariah? I'm so sorry if I mispronounced the name, but the album is called Trust Ceremony. And looking at it, it released in 2024, which, oh wow, it's almost a year old. So a little late, but I've reacted to later. If you see right here, this was the first ever suggestion I ever got under my Maladroid video. You can watch it if you want to later. But from Straw Eater, hello Straw Eater, thank you for being the first entry into the Garroott friendly request that I can recall. So there's that. Yeah, also the spreadsheet still isn't updated. I have some stuff I need to do first for the channel. So I got a lot of stuff on my plate, but working slowly. Anyway, don't know too much about this album, but I got suggested it and it was my first suggestion, so I'm going to just dive into it. No music intro, obviously, because I have no idea how. I don't know what I would. I mean, I could listen to Cardi right now. Been a jerk, mono hoe. She did jerk, reject, but I still turn. Yeah, push the fucking dash till I see dirt. Yeah, there. That's our singing intro. Anyway, all right, genius lord. Let's see what you got for me, baby. Unreviewed, of course. Nothing too bad. Trust Ceremony is I wonder if how do I pronounce this? Of course, a Reddit thread. Jhariah. Hopefully I remember that. Jhariah. Alright. Anyway, genius. Trust Ceremony is jhariah's second LP. They have stated in many Instagram posts and stories that this album has been in the works for the past 5 years, and that they are extremely proud of the final product. The singles on the album are Risk, 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 Collarbone, Pin Eye, and Eat Your Friends. Jhariah said in a YouTube short, "This has been 5 years in the making." Oh, okay, Cardi. 5 years obsessing over these songs, over this day when it'd finally be time to share them. This album has taken everything I have. It's taught me who I want to be. It's about learning to command chance, command truth, command fear, to command risk. Is jhariah, is it a duo, or is it like a pronouns thing? His pronouns are he, they, so they a cis person who uses he, they pronouns, or is he in the non-binary umbrella? Okay, well, okay, all right, cool. We've got a little introductions. Hopefully we broke the ice a bit. Let's get into the album then. Album cover looks cool though. Trust Ceremony, Jhariah, April 19th, 2024. 13 songs, 46 minutes, 30 seconds. Track number 1, Tooth Pact. Okay. Hello? The horns, hello?
I've been patiently waiting in a cannon beatings on my stars, flying verses for my card.
Is that a guitar I heard?
5 years planning for my entrance.
Hello? Okay, wow, what an entrance. What an entrance. The horns are a very nice touch. That's pretty cool. And the guitar, you know, it's there. It's teasing us a bit. Hopefully there's a little bit more, but if not, you know, that's okay. The vocals, if there's anyone I can kind of pin it towards, it feels very Gerard Way-ish. I don't know, like I can feel the characteristics of like a MCR song. Maybe it's just because it's just kind of ferocious and a little over the top, but not too crazy. But that's the kind of tone that's being set with this first song so far, and you know, not bad. Not bad. Hello, genius, you got anything for me? The singer is smelling gunpowder in a cannon, with tension and anticipation quite literally in the air. All the while they are imagining the spark of flame that will ignite the cannon, finally launching them outward in a nerve-wracking but freeing display of trust. His old album, A Beginner's Guide to Faking Your Death, was written by him when he was a kid. This is the beginning to his new album, as his old album drifted away from him as he grew up and began to perceive life differently. He notes this one's been 5 years in the making. Jhariah being 23, he started making this at 18, and there has been some tracks in the making that's been recycled due to the reason, and others of course. As a side note, there's 13 lines, as there's 13 tracks, and the more I think about it, the more they seem to correlate to each other. Oh, well, yeah, wait, the song is really short, well, short lyrically. Huh, okay. He's got a little bit of the intricate details, if that wasn't a coincidence. Cool. Yeah, let's just see where it goes from here. Track 2, Big Shot, Big Time. I'm on my way.
I think you're a big shot. I think you're rebel up in a tongue. I think you spent enough time singing the same. I think you're a big shot. I think you're rebel. Yeah, you're still hot. The photo's swinging, but you're still. I know it's not fair. You ain't the only star that's the one to be found. Big shot. Think you're a
Big shot.
I think you're rebel up in enough time singing the same lines. Big shot. Big
I mean, that's what a chorus is.
Screaming for a life that I cannot have. I never go back. Big shot, think you're a big shot. A big time following behind. I think you're the iron is still hot. The road.
Welcome back, guitar. I mean, you kind of been here the whole time, but... Hey! Is it gonna transition? Wow, oh wow, that should... What in the fucking video game soundtrack? Let him cook. I'm gonna let him cook. Let him cook. True. Alright, relatable. Shut the fuck up! We're getting a little, I don't even know what the right word for this genre is. I don't even know if I want to even say hyperpop. I don't even think that's the right word. Is he turned into a wolf? Vocal effect here. What the hell? What? Oh, okay. Okay, I get it. Risk? Okay. Oh, okay. His vocals are a little soft here. He's not scared of you. And the big band instrumentation here, though. I can never go wrong with some horns. He's gone. Psych! He's back, baby! What is this switch up? He's up! He's up! Okay, well, that song, well, I've been feeling this for the whole first 4 tracks, whatnot, but, yeah, this feels very, theatrical. You can tell by the way he enunciates his voice and, you know, the flying colors of instrumentation, but it's looking for that theatrical type of aesthetic. And I've said it before, I'm not the biggest fan of that type of music. It's some, I don't know, just sometimes it just feels a little bit too I don't know, it feels a little bit too grandiose, and like it's there to serve a purpose for like the actual theater, you know. The music is there to complement it. But I will say the energy here is very high octane, and I can fuck with that. I'm liking how batshit insane this kind of sounds. I will say the voice sometimes gets a little bit obnoxious when he's like, I'm bigger than life kind of thing, but maybe I get used to it. It is a little strong introduction I'm getting, but hey, we'll see. I will say his cover art is pretty cool. Co-signed by Jhariah himself. The initial idea came to me in March of 2021, right before I moved out of my parents' house for the first time. I remember just feeling so sick of being in my comfort zone that it became unbearable. I had these larger-than-life goals for myself in my music, and I could see them so vividly, but I still couldn't help but tread cautiously. It started to sink in that I'm trying to accomplish the nearly impossible here, and I've got to have complete faith in myself. I can't be afraid, even if I should be. No one reaches the heights I want to reach by playing it safe, so I made a promise to better myself more. Yeah, I mean, you can kind of tell it with the high balls to the wall energy we're getting here. Invest in himself, and I mean, you kind of need confidence in this kind of industry, you know. You gotta sell yourself good, because this industry, you know what they say about it. Anyway, next track, Collarbone. It's 50 seconds. This guy can preach to us too? Who needs it? Who needs it? Track number 6. Pin Eye. Oh, hold up. I'm sick of the night. Yeah, this the staring. No, I swear I tell you, just might give on an effigy. Bang my legs to take me. Okay. Ooh, okay. I see where we're going with this. Don't we all? Oh my god, this chorus is so groovy. I mean, listen to him. Listen to him. We've slowed down. We've slowed down. For me? Thanks, man. Yeah. He wants it all. It's fading. It's fading. Okay, Jhariah actually has some verified annotations here. Put your excuses and your knots inside a $1 million box. When you come to, you'll see it's more than worth the years you think you lost. Looking back, my teenage years were kind of a fever dream. True. I spent every waking minute obsessing over creating a future over myself. I was just consumed by this anxiety that if I didn't work hard enough in the present, I'd have nothing in the future. Or at least that I'd fall behind my huge expectations for myself. Being so preoccupied with my future made it close to impossible to focus on growing up, which could already be a full-time job on its own. Okay. I remember thinking of it as I was putting my adolescence away in a savings box where it would appreciate in value. Appreciate in value? I figured that those years would be worth more to me in the future than they would in the present. Similar to the In Your Eyes backing vocals above, this is addressed to some third party that the singer wants approval from. The singer desperately wants this person to know they've given everything, even if they have to run themselves into the ground to prove it. Oh man. Well, I mean, still, dude, jhariah is... Oh my god, he's like almost... He's like my age. Wow. Wow. And you know, we are in a world where the adult life is getting a little complex. Especially, I don't know. Sometimes the world makes it feel like there's a lot of things that are keeping adults from being true adults and independent on their own, like how our parents were or our grandparents were. I don't know. Adult life has gotten a little skewed lately, especially because of what's happened in recent events. But I know how this could feel, especially when you're like around this age trying to get into the music industry or like any entertainment industry like this, or YouTube content creation, music, acting, you know. I don't know jhariah's like upbringing. I don't know if he had like a kid artist or whatnot. It says since 2017, so like I don't know if he's like a completely independent artist or like he pretty much had himself. But hey, if all he had was himself, he's made some decent success so far. It's glad to see that he's kind of I guess if we're getting more like financial talk, you know, put some stock into himself. Hopefully he's getting some good returns. jhariah viewed himself to have expectations higher than his peers, an unhealthy thing many teenagers do. Teenage mind is a sight to behold. Yeah, okay. Instrumentally wise, that was a banger. I can't lie. Alright, next track. Maybe Later Dance, track 7. I love you. Like me? Wait, I don't think that's how it works, buddy. This guy wants to be theatrical, this guy wants to be a rock star. Let him be what he wants to be. I know those guys. We get a lot of that chord progression lately. Like, you, Anyway, Maybe Later Dance is a song about being anxious and envious of those around you that can take the risk you are too scared to. The Maybe Later Dance is a way of describing how anxious people will often put off making decisions that require risks by saying maybe later. The song goes through the mind of a person yearning to be able to get out of their comfort zone and take risks, make new friends, and be less miserable. Yeah, I can see that, but God, my voice is kind of fucked. Speaking from a personal life experience, when it comes to like anxious and like anxiety and whatnot, I can have the tendency to just find something that I know and I can be comfortable in, and obviously everyone's gonna be a little cautious when doing stuff they don't know or like taking new ventures and whatnot, but still, when he says I'm mastering a mimicry of everything you do, I don't know, I feel like that also gives me a line telling the listeners like I'm gonna be a follower, I'm gonna follow someone else's footsteps just so I'm not alone and I'm not going into this sort of path. How am I trying to word this? You know, I guess it's just a feeling of not wanting to be alone on a path you don't fully know. I have a huge tendency of following. Maybe I just have alone issues, maybe I need a therapist, maybe. But my little twist on a little line that just somehow clicked into my head, I don't even know if any of that made sense. I just had a huge problem or tendency to just be a follower, just because it makes me less anxious knowing that I'm not tackling something alone, even if it is just something as simple as what am I gonna eat. That was a while ago, like kindergarten, very young age stuff. Next track, Control Baby. Heartbeat plus like a baseball organ. Oh. Oh, we're speaking French now, huh, buddy? Hello? Let it all out, buddy. Wow. I know that there are a lot of people who might be relating to this song heavily. Strict parenting, parenthood, you know, molding, twisting the kid to their expectations, their vision of what they want their kid to be, which, I mean, in a sense, is what parenting is, but obviously to a much more control freak extent. How many stories have you heard of a super strict parent doing super strict parent things? Controlling their every move, not letting them go out, or fucking... Oh man, there are just too many examples. You'll find one easily. I know this is mainly towards like the parents and the child, but you can also say this about like significant others too, honestly. I'm assuming the lyrics are kind of from the heart, from Jhariah. I don't know the parental dynamic between these lyrics can kind of portray what the dynamics looking like, and it's not that supportive from what I can see. Strict parents will often hold the belief that their children's achievement are their own. Likewise, they believe their failures are a personal attack on their pride. The parent sees their child's autonomy as a threat to the person they try to mold them into. They view their child's personal ambitions and goals as disrespectful because they aren't focusing on what their parent deems as more important. For example, Jhariah maybe wants to be a music artist. However, maybe their parents wants them to be, I don't know, fucking lawyer, doctor, army guy, I don't know. And when you have a dynamic like that, it like, I feel like I've said this before, but it's really difficult for someone to really chase their dream like that, especially with no supportive system like that. You have to have a very set mind for you to be continuing in a path like that, even if like you don't have the supportive system that you wish you had, like a lot of people would. Because I mean, if Jhariah had, let's just say in this situation, Jhariah's parents aren't fucking with him, if he did have supportive parents, who knows how his music would have been. Maybe he wouldn't be this resentful in a song like this. The world of parenthood is something I obviously am not versatile in. I've been a child, like you have been a child. There's also the situation of a parent trying to mold you into something, but that could push them away from that thing. If his parents were like forcing him or molding him to be a profession that he didn't want to be, he's gonna push that way more further than his desire to be a musician, if you get what I'm saying. Don't be too controlling. That will cause distrust. But then again, I'm no parent. Alright, next track, Eat Your Friends. It's pretty cool though. Hello? What the hell is he saying? Why Spotify do you not have your lyrics? Whatever. Featuring Ashrita Kumar? That was tight. Block the punches, boy! Anyway, next track. Good God, this fucking guitar.
No position to make
Oh, calm down, buddy. Dude, is this Jhariah on the guitar?
Who's quite talented but has a ways to go.
Holy fuck. We are fucking rocking so far. Breathe! Breathe! What the fuck, dude? Are we still fighting? Let's fight some more, man. Next track. Sasuke. Sasuke. Okay, buddy. Are we making an anime? Are we making an anime song right now, buddy? Yeah, this is. Yeah, maybe it's just the song's anime, but man, this does feel like a freaking anime ending. Oh, why am I yawning, man? I'll try to remember, buddy. Hey, welcome back, Horns. Keep that confidence up, buddy. What the fuck? So what? So what? So fucking what? Wow. Speaking of the themes about like growing up, risks, having faith, the instrumentation on these songs really do help kind of picture, I guess, a little bit of what anxiety feels like. Sometimes it just gets all over the place and there are many turns, sharp turns that are keeping me on my feet a little bit. I think that's what Jhariah may have wanted to express through the music. There's just so much energy, theatrics, you know, the grandiose shit. But yeah, I don't know. I just wanted to make that little comment because I'm like, the production choices can be batshit insane here. Sasuke is a song about growth and trusting in yourself and the world around you. The lyrics are from the perspective of someone who has finally been able to start to overcome their fear of taking risks. The singer is able to break out of their comfort zone by trusting that in the end, everything will be alright. The singer is still just beginning their journey of growth, but they are ready to move forwards without fear and experience all the good that the world has to offer. Additionally, at some of his live concerts and in a TikTok live, Jhariah referred to Sasuke as my favorite song I ever wrote, as well as having stated at least one live show that Sasuke is about falling from one endless sky into another. Wow, that was a pretty hefty banger. Alright, let's see what these last two songs have in store for us. Track 12, Russian Doll.
What's with that hole in your head? I was shot last time, but need to say I'd say something in the sign. Should I try?
A fucking saxophone? Fuck off, man.
I still go.
Yes.
Is it hopeless?
No.
Through this ringer.
That's what life is about, baby.
Certainly gone when it rained. Nothing's clear. I fall on square one. Each fall I take. Something that keeps spinning. Never be satisfied. Be our first of many, first of many.
We got a lot more life left, hopefully. But to end us off on this album, what's the last track got for us? Trust Ceremony, the title track.
Well, I know when I've gone too far, a frozen myself in time.
Dio?
In a game and place of living, I see there's nowhere to start. These days just make me whole and catch to go. I'm freezing.
I can't say the same. It's starting to get hotter here.
The future starting with the farthest space between the end and start.
Okay.
When you're the one who owns me.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm not confined, but please don't fall so hard.
Drummer boy. March, march, march. And that was Trust Ceremony. Well, that was the last track. Well, the title track, it ended off on a strong note because it felt very inspirational, felt very encouraging, and I mean, it kind of makes sense with the whole overarching theme about this album. It had some pretty nice lines in there too. Like, every piece of praise and sign that I'm believed, solid in a crystal ball, it bends the waves of the light to mend the rest of my life. Do you also see your future starting with the farthest part? Live your life to close the space between the end and start. Fall in love with who you'll one day be, but please don't fall so hard that you start to resent every second stuck in the present, absent and restless, unhappy and reckless. Oh my. Yeah, it is a very sweet message, and I can dig with it. You know, there are some days where you're gonna need this type of encouragement, and you know, I as someone who also feels the same anxious and saddening feelings here and there, it's a nice little morality boost that I kind of needed. Trust Ceremony is about the balance between jhariah's ambitions and limitations. It heavily discusses their current struggles and challenges, which are fueled by their need to improve and work hard. They find comfort in the idea of a better future, symbolized by the repetition of the phrase someday. It's a song dedicated to themselves about appreciating their accomplishments in the present and not killing themselves in the process of achieving their goals. Yeah, you can't be too worried about the future. Who knows what the future has in store? All you can really focus on is right now. Obviously, what you do now has a lot of implications on the future, but if you focus too much on the future, then it starts to wane in a bit when you're too focused on that and you're not focusing on working in the present. It's just some carrot on the stick kind of thing. It's like, if you're too worried, focus on the future. It's like, what are you doing here and now to even reach that or get close to that future? It's some, you know, theoretical bullshit, you know, time, linear shit that you probably heard a lot in time travel sci-fi movies, but still, it's a very relatable, very good message to end off on and to put on themselves, because God knows he probably needs it, and just like a lot of people would. But yeah, wow, that was Trust Ceremony, and I'm shocked. That was very enjoyable. Even though this type of vocal expression just can get a little too much for me, I feel like it isn't too detrimental to my enjoyment of the album, because I mean, for one, the instrumentation choices here are just fucking uncanny. Well, not uncanny, they are just fucking insane and all over the place and hectic and chaotic. But, you know, with what the lyrical themes of what jhariah is trying to showcase throughout this album, it kind of makes sense. It makes sense. It's a lot about growth, aging, risk-taking, having trust in your choices, and, you know, not being worried so much, not being too anxious. You can definitely hear and feel the growth that Jhariah seems to have as the album goes on. But man, when it comes to like the horn runs or the guitar that pops in here and there and some almost metal drum beat in one of these songs, and it's like, wow. Yeah, there is almost never a dull moment throughout this album, which I can appreciate. And I'm not gonna lie, Jhariah did blow me away a bit on a handful of these songs. I get the messages that Jhariah is trying to showcase here and express. There's nothing wrong with about that, and it's not super complex to get. It's very relatable. It's very relatable to a guy who is pretty much the same age as this guy. And yeah, I'm not faulting him for that. It's heavily relatable. I've had my fears, I've had my anxious thoughts, I've had my stressful nights, days. It showcases that young, energetic music, I guess. It just shows that young, youthful, energetic music that someone would possibly just let all out at this age. I mean, think of like Olivia Rodrigo with All American Bitch. I guess that's an example I can give. It's like, this does feel like it comes from the mind of a growing teen heading into their 20s. And yeah, I can feel the growth and I can relate to the growth. And like I said, while the vocal inflections aren't my cup of tea, I'm kind of liking what Jhariah's been doing here. I'm kind of interested. I wonder what he'd do next, considering that this album came out a year ago. But yeah, overall a very, very enjoyable listen. Very enjoyable listen. I liked it way more than I thought I was, especially as a guy who isn't too crazy over like theatrical vocal runs or whatnot. Also, it might just be because there's literally a song called Sasuke, but a lot of these had a lot of J-rock anime progressions sprinkled here and there. I'm assuming this guy dabbled in a bit of that media, and I won't fault him. Anime's pretty sick. Yeah, overall a chaotic, insane, but relatable album. I'd say that was a pretty strong introduction to this guy. God, that was fucking insane though. That was insane. There are a couple songs here I wasn't like too crazy on, but yeah. Alright, yeah. You got a nice album here, Jhariah. Liking it. With that being said, thank you for watching another friendly request in the books. Thank you for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe. You know the drill. Watch my other watch my other friendly requests if you want to. Watch my non-friendly request videos if you want to. Once again, thank you to Straw Eater for this suggestion. I liked what you have given me. Obviously, if you suggest me something and I unfortunately don't like it, that's okay. That just shows you we have a different taste, and that's fine. That's what music is about. That's the whole point about music and its community. It can go both ways, you know. I might like something you guys might hate, and that's okay. But this one I'm rocking with. I'm pleasantly surprised about this album. But yes, if you don't know how the Garroott friendly request works, just simply name an album, name an artist, maybe describe them a little bit just so I'm a little informed of what I'm getting myself into. And you know, you can possibly be turned into a video like this. The spreadsheet doesn't portray everything yet because I'm working on other stuff, so I haven't been able to update the spreadsheet in a while. But there are a lot of requests, and hopefully I can get to some, but you know, eventually it might start to pile up, and you never know. Alright, you just never know. But I'm still small enough to where I can probably see a suggestion and note it down. So just hit me a comment. Just say, hey, would you mind? Or I'd suggest this, whatever. Describe it a little bit, and boom, add it to the list. With that being said, I don't know what's next. I'm probably going to go to Mr. Skate. Sorry, I'm gonna leave your name there. I will. If you still watch my videos, can you please tell me how to pronounce your name? I'm sorry. Maybe I'll just check out the Pixies. They suggested Doolittle or Surfer Rosa. I know the Pixies a bit, so that should be fun. That's what I think might be the next friendly request installment, but things could change. Hopefully I explained the process of the friendly request better, and with that, I will be heading out now. So yeah.